morning, everyone, and welcome back to Ethnography. It seems like I haven't talked to you in a very long time between our catch-up week, but I wanted to make sure that I definitely had a chance to connect with you this week. It's hard to believe there's just 2 weeks left in the semester. And this week you have an assignment. Some of you have posted already for session 13. Let me share my screen so we can talk a little bit about the expectations of this session, and also why I even gave you this assignment, because I think it's an important thing to think about as you have been reviewing both the technical aspect of what it means to do ethnography. Those are readings from the textbook that we did this semester, and also the experience you had reading your very large ethnography in the form of a book. It's really my intention and goal here was to introduce you to the concept of ethnography, both as a research method, but also as an experiential exercise into how we go from collecting data to presenting findings. I hope, and I'm sure I'm probably right, that most people have figured out by now that ethnography is a very unique way of presenting findings from doing research. It's a unique research method, and the idea is to imagine yourself doing research in ways that you might not already do research. So I'm sure that some of you, when we started the semester, and I even remember reading some of our earlier entries in the course, we were still in this modality where things like semi-structured interviews and that sort of thing were sort of in the lexicon. As time marches on, I hope you started to realize there's actually quite a few ways of collecting data. There's many ways of doing analysis, and that analyses, as you've reviewed, can be analyses of narratives, they can be analyses of phenomena, experiential participant observation, they could be analyses of other types of artifacts, and also the way that we extrapolate the data from talking with individuals is slightly different too, where we can sort of help the individuals to extrapolate what is really important when we do ethnography, and that deep, thorough story that goes along with the situation that you're researching. So in assignment 4 this week, what I'm looking for is how you might do this sort of research in a proposed research project. Now, I know a couple of you are looking ahead towards dissertation in the nursing program in particular. And this might be more real than a mock study. And others, it might be a complete mock study at the moment. But the idea here is to integrate what you have learned both in the technical data collection and design phase, how you would do analysis, imagining the type of data that you would be collecting, and how that might stand up as a proposal for research. So it's a 5 to 7 page paper. Remember, you want to give a detailed account, not too long, but a detailed account of the context, provide the ethical considerations. Some of you have already started this. You might want to change it up, possibly, from when we first talked about ethics. Create a series of 4 or 5 interview questions. It could be more, it doesn't have to be more. Remember to identify if they're for groups or for individuals. Devise your plan for the analysis using one or more of the techniques described in the textbook that we've reviewed in the last couple weeks. And then imagine the major themes that might emerge from this sort of research. and identify different ethnographic techniques you might use to appropriately unpack the story. So project, how might you explain the phenomena? How might it look on paper if you were the author of an ethnography? Think ahead how that might be and how you would want to present it. Of course, I expect that everyone uses the American Psychological Association 7th edition style sheet. You should be citing and referencing your work and also formatting your paper appropriately. So this is sort of the fun part. You've been working on bits and pieces of this throughout the semester. Now it's an opportunity to imagine a proposal that you might submit that's actually giving thought to the different techniques and the overall ethos of ethnography in a research project that you may be conducting. So this week is a heavy grading week for me because my other course also has papers coming in. So I'm going to try my best in the next 2 days or so. Maybe for this class, it might be closer to the end of the week till I get feedback for you on this particular assignment. But I also want to take an opportunity to look to the final assignment, which is due the last week of the class, the week afterwards. This assignment is a voice thread on your large ethnography. So it's a PowerPoint presentation that you're going to plug into VoiceThread, and you're going to give an oral representation of the ethnography that you wrote, a general overview, identify the main themes that the authors have identified through their research. Use table 35.1 as a guide and what to provide an overview of the themes and examples from the ethnography. What I mean by that is you can actually either use actual narrative, if there's narrative. In Lisa, there might be visualization. Actually, in a couple of them, there might be visualizations you want to refer to. But see if you compare those themes with the way that the ethnography actually got written and identify and pair up those examples into elements, representative quotes, or research-based information sources, like other types of sources that aren't just narrative. Okay. And then lastly, provide your own critique of the ethnography based on its merit as a story. This is where you really get to be critical about what you know now about the ethnographic method and how well you thought the ethnography that you read held up. And what I'm really looking for here is what made ethnography a suitable method for what you heard and why? You know, talk about why maybe other types of research methods, or possibly even why ethically ethnography was the better source of method to use to tell the story. What shortcomings might have been noticed in the presentation of the story? Maybe it was hard to get into and to really understand the meeting. Maybe there were times you were distracted. Maybe there were times that you just were asking for more and you wanted to hear more or wanted to understand more about the story. And what might you have you done differently? Now, you might not think you would do anything differently, but I do want you to think about what other options, what other opportunities could have been taken advantage of in this particular ethnography. So this is a chance for you to sort of do a book report, quote unquote, on the ethnography that you read, and also do a critical analysis of what the pros and maybe cons of that ethnography are. As always, I implore you to always look to the rubrics for any of these assignments. This is what I'm looking for. And I try to be as explicit as possible. So please make sure that you follow the rubric so you know what I am actually going to be grading you on. Again, it's a voice thread opportunity, and it's an opportunity for you to create slides and also talk through the assignment. This is the last assignment, assignment 5, and it gives me an opportunity to talk back to you in feedback for your final assignment. So I'm looking forward to getting a read on your assignment 4. Some of you have already posted it. Others still waiting for. Let's try to get those in by today so I can get started on grading those. I hope you're all having a good week so far. We just started. I hope the weather's somewhere nice and sunny and warm. It's nice and sunny here, but it's not so warm. So hopefully that'll shift this week. So good luck, and I look forward to seeing your work in this next week and looking forward to giving you feedback. All right, have a great week. Thank you. Bye-bye.